I'm Al Cameron from the Calgary Herald. This is the Stampeders Insider. Well, the Stamps are getting ready for a big game in Edmonton. They're coming off a big 28-18 win over the BC Lions. And really, there's a lot of things to look forward to in Thursday night's game in Edmonton. Specifically, the fact that the Stamps have really been able over the years to put together two back-to-back solid efforts. That was a big bugaboo of last year's team. I know John Huffnagel has really made an issue of that with this team to show some consistency. There was a lot of good things to like in last week's game against the Lions, but really the thing is they have to carry that through really the next 2 weeks, because they got two road tests in Edmonton, in Montreal.
I mean, really for us, it's not too hard to get pumped for this game, because we feel we really haven't done anything. I mean, it was a big win to get that first one, but again, we have to continue to get better. There's still a lot of mistakes made on all sides of the ball, and we know we're going into a hostile environment. A couple plays inside the game against Edmonton and Saskatchewan, and we know those guys are going to come out and play with a lot of pride because there's a lot of good players on the team, so we got to be ready.
The things that we like that we saw in the game against BC have to be carried forward, such as the offensive line. They gave really good protection for Henry Burris, a line that we didn't know an awful lot, how they'd stand up to fire. They performed terrifically, I thought, that opened a lot of holes for Joffrey Reynolds and kept Henry Burris protected, only gave up one sack. Also the defensive line, that was a terrific performance.
We were able to move the football. The defense was able to stay off the field, but we did have the 3 turnovers. So it was a good step in the right direction last week. I think we need to take another step this week, and part of that step is consistency situation.
Really, 3 big injuries, one on linebacker at Salim Rashid and 2 defensive linemen out. They brought in some new players. It's going to be interesting to see how they stand up in Edmonton.
I think the fact that we have a great offense and we have a great fan base and I have good teammates, all that helps. All that chemistry, the coaches doing everything to make sure I get the game plan. The players making sure I get the understanding of the game, because they know I'm going to be in a position of leadership, and they want me to look as good as they do when they're out there, even though that they're hurt. Looking forward to getting ready to play, and looking forward for those guys to come back too.
So really the biggest thing to watch in Thursday's game in Edmonton, I think, is how the defense stands up. 3 new players are going to be starting, and they're playing against an Edmonton team that didn't perform so well in Saskatchewan, but they're playing their home opener. Ricky Ray is obviously a CFL level quarterback. It's going to be an interesting game. I think the Stamps are headed in the right direction, but this will be a real indication. I'm Al Cameron. That was the Stamps Insider.